Let's go out to California. Tomi Lahren is joining us live. Tomi, you're from Texas originally. What did you think of that?
Well, I spent the last 2 years in Texas, and I got to tell you, the liberals would love to take the state. They still have this delusional mentality that somehow they're going to turn Texas blue. I think Texans are going to love what Ted Cruz is doing. I think they're going to find it humorous. I think they're going to like that he's poking fun at his opponent, and I think he's going to win. I think he's going to win big, as are the rest of the Republicans in red Texas.
Well, yesterday, the exit polls showed that the number of Democrats who voted in the primary went way up, far outpaced the number of Republicans. So something's going on there.
No, something definitely is going on, and I watch it for the last 2 years, and you're seeing it in the urban centers. Here's the thing. I'm in California now, but most people from California are going to Texas. Why? Because they like the low regulations in Texas. Then they get to Texas and they want to turn it into California. I don't quite understand it, but I think that there are enough conservatives, enough Republicans in Texas to keep it red. I'm not worried.
Tomi, speaking of Texas, there's a liberal Texas sheriff who's refusing to give deputies life-saving body armor because she refuses to hold, or because sorry, let me make sure. Because she is refusing to hold arrested illegal immigrants for federal immigration authorities, so they cannot be processed. What do you think Texans think of that?
Texans are not going to be happy about this. Americans should not be happy about this. This is what I don't understand about the Democratic Party. Why have they made it their official party platform to cuddle illegal immigrants? I don't understand it. I can't imagine how Democrats, real Democrats, feel about this. This is a change. The Democratic Party used to be about working class Americans. Now it's about illegal immigrants. And this sheriff placing illegal immigrants over police officers, Texans aren't going to like it. Americans are not going to like it. I don't think voters are going to like it either.
Well, their hope is the Hispanic community thinks it's a pro-Hispanic thing to do, since especially in Texas. And the other thing to keep in mind, too, is that they're trying to hand out, Democrats are trying to push for a census where you no longer have to declare that you're an American citizen. So this all could be a part of a bigger plan. But let's go over to Joe Biden for a second. By all accounts, I think he's going to be running for president again. He actually called out his own party for not understanding blue-collar workers. Listen.
You know what it's like watching uncle, aunts, friends, neighbors lose a job. My dad used to say, Joe, remember, a job's about a lot more than a paycheck. It's about your dignity. It's about your respect. It's about your place in your community. Some people in my party don't even get it anymore. They don't get it. It's about our pride. It's about our dignity. It's about who the hell we are and what we've done. And it makes me angry. It makes me angry.
He's angry as he blasts his own party, Tomi.
You know, I hate to admit it, but he's spot on. And if the rest of the Democratic Party would follow his lead, I would be worried in 2018 midterms, and I would be worried in 2020. But like we just covered, the Democratic Party at large is more concerned with illegal immigrants. But Joe Biden is absolutely right. And it's this kind of message that would actually propel the Democratic Party, would actually give us a run for our money. But I don't think they're going to adopt it. I do think, though, that Joe Biden is a threat to the Republican Party. I think he could be the only threat to Donald Trump. So we got to keep our eye on him. But you know what? Taking all of the partisan politics aside, I like what he's saying. I believe in what he's saying. I don't even care that he's a Democrat. I like his message.
Right. And I think it's important he's at that special election. And both candidates have embraced the president's tariffs because they think it's pro for the American worker. Tomi Lahren, thanks so much.